Hello. I think this is working. Let's make sure before I start. Hello. I think this is working. Let's make sure. Okay. Definitely working. Shit, I don't know. Music is always something that always gets me freaking copyrighted, but whatever. Let's see here. Uncopyright music for background. All right, let's do this, I guess. Okay, I don't know. I maybe not. I know it's gonna happen. I'm gonna look up this playlist and it's gonna be like, oh, this is all uncopyrighted, and then 2 weeks later the guy's gonna copyright it, and then YouTube's gonna be like, you guys have copyrighted stuff on your account. You deserve to be put in jail. So I don't think I'm gonna do it. Which is probably more painful than it is for me than it is for anyone watching. So, um, yeah, I just gotta get the thing pulled up here for the comments. Dude, OBS is so clunky sometimes. Just put this right here. Good God. Okay, I don't know where the comments would be. Like, surely there's just a way to like repopulate what you had before. Chat, there it is. Okay. All right, this should be good. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how in the world to move this to the side. Okay, perfect. All right, cool. All right. So, a little bit of background here before I guess I start. Um, I've always wanted to make a zombie um, survival. That's just always something that I've wanted to do. Um, and so I've always wanted to make like an adventure map. But like every time that I like start to do it, like I'll go get pretty far and then I'll just kind of give up. Just because, time and everything. And so I feel like now I kind of have the resources. I have a little bit of time to work on it here and there. And so I'd like to try it again. It seems like every time I'll do it for about a couple of weeks and then I'll give up on it. But maybe if I stream it, people are interested in it. Maybe that'll kind of make me want to do it more. So, anyways, regardless, I'm gonna kind of go over some of the mods that are in this pack, so that everybody kind of has an idea of my vision for this sort of thing. So let's just kind of go in here and just jump around and see what we've got. So obviously Alex's mobs. We've got bad mobs as one of the mods too, so we can disable like most of these. We kind of just want the animals for aesthetic purposes, like birds and bears and things that you would just find in the wild. The create mod is in here because of another mod. I don't really see me using this much. Maybe for some decorations, like for this kind of stuff. But other than that, not really. I think this is really what it was for, was some of these decoration blocks. McCall's Holidays might be a good thing to do. Maybe include Christmas trees, maybe Halloween stuff. Just enough guns. We'll get into guns later on. Furniture mod, obviously for furniture. Um, Quests. I don't know a whole lot about how to set these up, but that would be something that we could explore. This one is going to be a big one. This has all kinds of decorations. This is like one of my favorites. I don't know why. I just think it's kind of cool. Um, um, but there's all sorts of, kind of apocalyptic, I guess you could say, decorations. Um, so I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. Could definitely do a whole lot with this. I think the main thing is, I want to obviously build a city first and then come in afterwards with this sort of stuff to really just kind of bring it to life. And I mean, I mean, like there's a ton of possibilities with this kind of stuff. I mean, you could do all kinds of cool things. So, anyways, so I think this will be really, really cool and bringing everything to life once we get everything built. Here's some blocks that kind of go with it. Probably going to use a lot of these sort of brick materials. I don't see myself using a lot of this stuff, but anything that's like brick, stone, that sort of thing will fit the vibe. Again, more kind of decorations for things like this. I think this is pretty neat how they do this. They kind of like incorporate it, like, if you see what I'm saying, they like make it 2 blocks, so there's like a front block and a back block. I think that's pretty neat. Obviously there's no functionality to it, but again, just really brings everything to life. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm destroying this building, trying to get rid of it. The hitboxes on them are a little weird, but anyways, we got McCaw's stuff. If you are familiar with mods, you know that this is always essential for stuff. Mobs with guns, I'll get into that later too. Horror elements. This one's a little bit graphic for me. I think, like, we could probably incorporate some of this stuff, but some of this stuff is just kind of like freaking creepy. Like some of this stuff, I don't even know how someone even made some of this stuff. Looter, also a very good mod. If you're familiar with mods, you know about it. It lets everybody loot a chest, so it encourages you to explore together rather than divide and conquer. Serene Seasons obviously adds seasons to the game. Backpacks. It adds backpacks. First aid is probably something that you might have saw at the very beginning. But what it does is it adds basically a different, like a revamped health system. And so rather than you having hearts at the bottom of your screen, you have certain things that, control your body, and you can restore your health by sleeping, and bandages repair you rather than just eating food. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Like if you like jump from something too high and fall and break your leg, then you are slow and you have to bandage your leg or your foot, or whatever. So I think it's pretty cool. Definitely adds a different element to this. Let's keep going though. Let's switch back to creative. All right. Weapons, we'll get into that later. This is really just good for making a character. A lot of people just have like these crazy skins that they use, but this allows you to like kind of make your own character. Armor and such. I don't think this is really any of this is going to be used. I think it just kind of goes with this mod here. We've got, again, more McCaw's stuff. McCaw's Holidays, McCaw's this. A lot of McCaw's stuff. Just all decoration stuff. We've got traps. We've got all this freaking sick armor. I mean, this is just super cool. Let me just put this on just to show you what I'm talking about here. I mean, what the heck? This is crazy. This is so cool. So definitely want to be able to find stuff like this out and about while you are looting houses and stuff. More gun stuff. Get into that. Um, More gun stuff. I think most of this stuff is going to be guns here at the end. Yeah. Tents mod. I think this is pretty cool. That was just a wall. Let me show you kind of like a regular tent. I mean, what is this? This is crazy. So you can open this up, and I'm under the impression that if you put something in it, so you can like close the tent, like you could have like a bed in here and stuff, but like you could like take this with you. So like for example, let's just get a bed and put it in here too. So we could like crouch and pick up the entire thing and take our tent somewhere and then go over here and set it down and look at that. The same stuff is in it. Isn't that crazy? Like that is genuinely like that is one of the coolest things I've seen. So, in a mod. I mean, and I've messed with a lot of mods, but this is awesome. So, anyways, that'll definitely be useful if you're exploring and you're far away from camp. You can kind of have your own little setup on the go with some essential stuff. This is obviously more guns, more weapons, more decorations. So we have a whole lot of um, potential here to really decorate this stuff up. So I guess really my plan is to I don't know. I guess start on this. I've downloaded a lot of custom mods. I've got Distant Horizons. If you can't tell, that's why you can see all the way over there. But I have kind of tweaked this world to really only naturally generate forests and plains and oceans and mountains. So if you don't see any deserts or anything like that, that is why. I believe savannas are still in the game, but I don't think they're as common. A lot of tweaking with that, but regardless, this is going to give us the best bet to kind of make cities. We're not having to kind of terraform much because it's pretty much already done for us. Um, Unfortunately, the version that I'm playing on does not have. I can't remember the name of it, but it's one mod that pretty much lets you do whatever you want, honestly. But I'm pretty much just working with effortless building, which kind of lets you do stuff like this. And if you make this, you can make like a brick wall. But yeah, it's pretty good for building buildings. And then I've got world edit for some of the bigger stuff. World edit is just so outdated though. I mean, it's so bad. Like you see some of these other mods now, and I mean, it's just and I hate it too, because it's like there's all these mods that we grew up with, and they're like the known like OG mods, and they're just have become so outdated. Like it's kind of sad to see. Developers obviously they don't update them anymore, and so they just kind of get weeded out by newer mods that are working on stuff. So, anyways, obviously one of the things I've got is a freaking ray gun, so that's cool as crap. Um, so, anyways, all right. So let's kind of let's kind of get a general plan here. So obviously this city is going to be kind of on the coast of the ocean here. There is a town called Savannah, Georgia, which I would probably want to take some inspiration from. Just kind of in its buildings, a lot of brick, a lot of old kind of rundown streets and stuff. So that's probably what I'll kind of take some inspiration from. So the first thing that we want to do is probably get rid of some of these trees. So let's just do that. It's actually, I think, nah. So that is one thing. Like, I would like for this live stream to pretty much like teach me how to do stuff that I don't know how to do in creative mode. Because I watch videos of people and they like go in there and like just absolutely wipe stuff out and build a whole city in like 30 minutes, and obviously that's not going to be the case. Look at this dog shit little house that I've made. So actually, what we should do is we should just get rid of this. think I was just showing my fiance how this works when I did this. So let's just remove it. Okay, so just like that, we can get rid of a whole building. So this mod, I think, is going to be the most useful for us. Maybe I should just have out some guns just in case some fools want to fuck around and find out over here on our Minecraft world. God, this gun sucks. But anyways, yeah, I think this mod, this effortless building mod, is going to be the best. So the first things first, let's kind of think of what we should do here. So I'm thinking of definitely putting like a dock to come out, but I don't know how, big it needs to be. So maybe we should hold off on that for now. It might be worth it to kind of build up a layer just to kind of help blend in with that second layer there on the ridge. So maybe we should do that. Or we should maybe keep it the same. I'm not really sure. It might be easier to just kind of put something on the top. So let's do that now. And like I said, I'm kind of going to go for those kind of old style, like brick streets. So let's see what we can come up with. Let's see if there's like a stone brick, not like this, but like almost like a more of like a tiled stone in anything that we have here. Yeah, this is perfect. Okay. Stone running bond engraved by right clicking with pickaxe. Okay, so I don't know what that means, but oh, this is perfect. Let's just make sure that it kind of flows together nicely. Oh yeah, that's gonna look really, really good. So, well, I don't really love the little things in there. See, this is what happens is I go too specific and then things can't. Look at all that. You can do all kinds of stuff. I do know that I have a trowel mod, and oh, I don't have the trowel mod. That is crazy. Okay, well, there's something that you can download to make like paths, which I obviously don't have, so that's neat. Let's just kind of see what else we have here. Okay, there's stone crystal, there's andesite flagstone. Okay, there's stone windmill weave. Okay, I feel like these are going to be kind of the best bet on what we are going for. Let's just kind of see what we got. So this is the first option. It's kind of got that weird little diagonal line there. That's going to be probably too rough, maybe. If we could combine it with some sort of brick, that could possibly potentially look good. If we do something like this along the sides, maybe. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this is, I like this. Oh yeah, this is looking real nice. I really do like that. This kind of uniform, this kind of looks newer. I feel like this kind of gives you some rundownness to it, but these are like almost too good. So maybe we should try to find something that kind of matches it. So maybe something maybe like this kind of gives the impression of kind of an old street maybe. Let's see what else we have here. Cracked umber bricks. These are I like this color maybe a little bit better, but maybe not. It's kind of tough. I do like this. This is definitely like a more faded, older think style brick. So maybe we should go for that. So let's keep that in there. The cracked Dean bricks, I like those. Let's see what Dean bricks, the long one, let's look like. Those could honestly be good too. I kind of do like those, even though they're like kind of more polished and clean. I kind of think that looks, maybe not. I don't know. It's like I like it the first time I look at it, and then I'm like, maybe not. Yeah. I don't know. It's so tough to tell before you really start getting into it. But we can always go back and change it. That effortless building mod, it kind of allows us to replace things too. So that's always a good thing. And then last thing, stone particles. Okay, this one is kind of cool too. Let's see. Okay, I'm liking this. I think this kind of goes a little bit better together. So why don't we do that? So here's what we are going to do. I'm going to make this whole entire floor here, this stone particles. And then we're going to kind of carve out some roads with the bricks here. So let's start with this. So I'm going to do a floor here. And it should replace the grass. If it doesn't, but that's okay. We'll undo it. And we'll try something else. I also think that you have to, like, you can't have too many. Yeah, so see how that kind of just goes away? Oh, no, it did fill it in. Okay. I guess it doesn't fill in flowers. Okay, so that's okay. We can kind of fill that in on our own. And I used the wrong thing. So this is where this mod is really cool. You can just undo it. Okay, well, it didn't. Didn't undo it like I wanted it to. What the hell is up with that? Okay, well, that's very strange. Obviously, it's not supposed to do that. So maybe if I click on this and maybe just do destroy. Yeah, there we go. And then we can just destroy them all quickly. Alright, this time let's use the freaking right material. And it might be best to go ahead and, since the flowers are going to do that, to kind of come in here and just, can we just clear all that out? Yeah, that'd be good. What's that say? Please use a key, what? I'm sure me running mods on a Minecraft live stream is probably not the best decision. So, oh well, it might be a little bit laggy. Okay. Alright, we're going to place this down. And we're just going to start with something like this. I wonder if it'll let me place this big. I know that there are limits, so let's just kind of not try to do too much. Okay, yeah, so this is good. Oh, wow, some chickens have got in the way. Okay, so this is kind of going to be our base here that we can start our builds on. I could kind of extend this out a little bit more, make it a little bit wider. Out of the way, chicken. All right. So I'm going to disable this for a second, and then let's just kind of get an idea for what we want to build. So I know in Savannah have a lot of sidewalks kind of on the shore. So we could build this up, maybe kind of build up like a wall on here to kind of go across, make it straight. We would lose some of the coastline. I think that might look a little bit weird. But I think if we start adding docks and everything, I think it'll just kind of fill in naturally. So why don't we just go ahead and extend this out to be square. So I'm going to do floor. And then let's just go all the way out here and go to about right there. And just kind of see what that looks like. Okay, so you know, again, obviously we're gonna have some overlap here, but again, once the docks are kind of like filled in and everything, I think it, like I said, will just kind of blend in naturally. So, all right, so let's talk about now the paths. So, I think we can kind of make like our own brick path on the side, but over here I think needs to be like the street and then kind of this path here. So I'm going to use the line tool, and also I think you can make it to where it's replacing things somewhere. Yes. Okay, so maybe not blocks only. Is that going to work? Did that work? No, that's not working. Okay, let's see. Offhand only, off blocks and air. Okay, that places it on top. I need to figure out a way to get it to, maybe I have to start here and then, yeah. Okay. So I think that gives us enough room for buildings. I'm not going to get too specific on it. I think that's going to cause us some trouble later on, but I'm going to go up to about right here and see what that looks like. Okay, so that looks good. I want to do probably another line. So let's make it too wide. So we'll go here to here. Okay, and then I could probably use the floor tool to get a little bit faster here. Okay, and then what are we thinking? If we're gonna add cars and stuff, I'm not really trying to go for a big street. This is kind of like an old town, so obviously they are not gonna have stuff meant for like, you know, big cars and everything. But let's just kind of see what a car would look like on this road. If I were to put this here, so looks like it's like 3 blocks wide. Is that right? Yeah. So I think if we kind of go for maybe like that is almost too wide from what I'm thinking. I think if we think about this as like okay, like you can probably go off to the side a little bit, and you could do like this, and then this. Oops. Yeah, and then that way, yeah, this is looking better. And then you could kind of go put another car going this way. Obviously they're close together, but that's kind of the point, you know. You kind of want it to look like it's like a tight road. It's not really meant for modern day. It's old city. Yeah, so I think if we do something like that, we could probably just go off of this line right here, and then that would give them a little bit more space. But anyways, but okay, let's just do that. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go back to our floor tool, and let's just go back to where we were, making it too wide. Okay, so now we've kind of got our main street, and that will give us a little bit of direction on what to build. So I said earlier that I wanted to save and wait on the dock later, and I still want to do that just because. Also, I'm gonna go back and just kind of like tweak this road a little bit, because you know, you don't want your road to be like too perfect. You want it to be a little bit different. So let's see. All right, what should I do now? Okay. All right, so I definitely want to make some sort of wall here, and it kind of needs to be an older one. I'm gonna have to come back to this though, because I just am not familiar with what blocks that I have, and I feel like a mossy one. See, here's the problem. Here's the problem with mossy blocks. Look at this. This is too much. That is too much. It looks like the damn goo giant, damn goo monster came over here and sneezed all over these freaking blocks. Like that's too much. We don't need all that. You know what I mean? I mean this is what I'm talking about right there. Okay, modders, y'all suck at making mossy blocks. Y'all do too much. It's like neon green. Like just chill out with the green. We'll have to come back to the wall. I'll have to find something better for that. So let's do time set day. And I'm thinking this little place right here, since it's almost like the further out, either I could put a lighthouse here or maybe over here. Let's see, what should we do? I think lighthouse might look better over there, so we'll hold off on that too. I'm just trying to get a good idea on what to actually put here. So let's just kind of start by putting some buildings. I'm gonna leave 1 block space. I'm gonna start doing some buildings like right here. So let's go back here. We're gonna keep it kind of the brick style. Is that fine if that's like that? Oh yeah, I think that looks good. Okay. So now we can use the cube tool. And the cube tool, let me break this because it's probably gonna mess it up. All right, cube tool's cool. Make it hollow, and that way we can just make a quick building, honestly. So you set like kind of how big you want it. So like let's just kind of make like a small little shop. So let's go like maybe this size, and then you bring it up like this. And again, we want it to be kind of a small shop, so maybe this height. And then just like that, like we didn't have to like go around and make the walls and everything. It's just boom, there it is. So maybe I should get rid of this floor here. And I'm a real one. I know what time of day it is, and I know that people that are watching this are gonna have their brightness turned down, and so it's gonna be hard to see in the dark. So I got you. Okay? One viewer that I have right now, hello. I got you. There you go. Now you can see. You're welcome. All right, so let's come in here and figure out what floor to use. So I'm thinking we do some sort of old wooden floor. It's always a good idea to go for an old build. So let's do something like that. Wood floor, just normal old wood planks. Boom, there it is. So there is our place. And that's what's cool about this mod. That's what I am looking forward to using this for, is like before that would have taken forever, but I just did that like so quick. So probably need to add like a little shop window kind of thing. And we might have made the height too tall, so I could probably just do this and then go back over here and then maybe get rid of this. Wow. I mean, it doesn't get better than that, right? So I'm not going to get too detailed on the textures for now. I'm just kind of going to get the base kind of idea of the building. So it might be useful to make signs because I'm an idiot. And I'll forget what this was and I'll just get rid of it. So we'll say that this is a shop. All right. And obviously, like if we're going for the kind of savannah style, the biggest thing that we need is just restaurants and shops, honestly. So we can kind of have like a historic building here and there, but I mean, what are you gonna do with that? You know, in a zombie apocalypse survival map. So let's do some restaurant. All right. So we're gonna use kind of like a let's see here, some sort of tan color. Let me pull up what I'm thinking of. All right, let's see. Yeah, what is that? River Street. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. So if you know what I'm talking about, River Street, that's the vision here. All right, so let's do. I almost wish you could like there needs to be a thing where you can like sort by colors. You probably can. I'm just an idiot, like I said. I mean, this is kind of where I get to learn. Hopefully, if someone on this stream actually knows things. All right, there's floor, wallpaper. Okay, I don't want to make a building out of wallpaper. That's kind of weird. Let's do. Gosh, there's way too many things in this mod pack for me to figure out at once. Oh, Lord. What are we going to do here? I don't want it to be too crazy. This could be something. We might make that work. Let's see. Kind of put that as an option. Okay, I didn't really see a whole lot of kind of what I was thinking of. And I guess not. I'm not really going for like a brick. I guess I'm more or less going for like a, I don't know, so some sort of tannish. I mean, we could try this stuff. Let's just see what the floor block looks like. The ceiling block. Yeah, we should just make an entire building out of that. Out of something that's specifically called ceiling block. That's what we should do. Look at all this stuff, guys. This is crazy. Sandy dirt. That might be good. Let's just see. Let's see what sandy dirt does. Does it have physics? Oh, that sucks. Don't want that. Okay, here's the ceiling block. That looks absolutely stupid. The floor block. Okay, that's not terrible. That's kind of what I'm going for, actually. Okay, I like that. And then let's see what this one looks like. Okay, let's use the floor block. We can obviously go later and replace it. But let's go for the floor block. And what I want to do is I kind of want to make like a seating area. So I'm kind of going to go in from this right here. And let's just go about this long, maybe. And then a little bit taller. Maybe the same. Let's do the same. Okay. All right. I don't hate it. Once we have more like pillars and stuff on it, I think it's going to look a whole lot better. It kind of looks weird right now. So I kind of want to make this pretty big with several doors. So I think we should have like an entrance here, and then maybe, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. So we'll do the same over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll go there. Okay. Sure, something like that. Now let's get rid of this floor. Gotta get in here first. Floor, remove. Oh gosh, went too far. I think you can, yeah. Right clicked. Undo. Perfect. All right, probably want to go with a darker floor now. So we should probably do like a dark oak plank thing. Let's see here. So we could just use the planks. Surely there's some more wood textures. Maybe I need to download another mod. That's what you need. Even if you have a bajillion mods in your mod pack, you're never gonna have enough. You're always gonna want to download more. Perfect. Okay. So again, I'm not gonna go too crazy on decorating things right now. But I do think it would be good to have maybe focus on some, maybe just instead of wider windows, maybe some taller ones. So maybe go off 2 and then maybe, or maybe just go off 1 and then that way you can have them like that. Hopefully that kind of works out. I don't really plan things out when I build. I don't do that. I just, see, it just works out like that. See, that's why you freaking do that. All right, and then let's just do that. Okay, that might be way too many windows. There we go. That might look a little bit better. Again, we'll go back and adjust it, but that might just be kind of a start. And so we want to call this the restaurant. So I'm gonna go in here, call it restaurant. All right. So we've got a restaurant, we've got a shop there. We should probably just do another shop. Like I said, this is kind of like a touristy little place, so might just be good to have a lot of that kind of stuff. I'm gonna do like a white on this bottom layer. Let's see, maybe just do white concrete, or I could do pure white block. I like that. Sometimes your builds, you just want to do a pure white block. Oh, does it glow? What the heck? That's weird. Here's white concrete. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do some white concrete here. And then, you know, again, this kind of is going to go out because I'm going to add some chairs and stuff outside as like an outdoor seating for the restaurant. So we're going to get back on track here. We're going to go here again. And we are going to make kind of another shop here. I guess it doesn't really matter about the depth. Let's do maybe there. And then we'll go up to the same height. Just gonna keep them all the same for now. All right, so we're starting to get a little bit of a town going here. I like it. All right, we're making progress. Making progress, guys. So, I may actually go in and fill this in with brick on this side, because this can kind of just be the road and then everything else brick. So, we'll see. But I'd like to do this kind of like a shared building. So I'd like to kind of do like maybe a 2 wide door there, and then kind of go off over here, and this be another building. Maybe we could do even 3. Do we think we do 3? It might be too crammed. Get rid of this and just kind of get an idea. Yeah, that might be too crammed, but we could probably separate it. Would it be perfect right down the middle? Guys, see what I mean? Don't count. No counting. Just do it. It'll always work out. I'm telling you. Look at that. Boom. All right. For now, we'll just leave this as a kind of just a white wall, whatever this is. We'll just keep it the same. And we will just go off of that. Uh-oh. Did I just speak too soon? I think I did. Yeah, I saw. So what that's called is being a dickhead. And yeah, if I would have gone off the same amount over here, yeah, that's not the same. So that's okay. That's all right. Yeah, this one can just be bigger. Fuck it. So obviously we'll add depth and columns again. So we'll make mini shop. Oh, do you hear that? There's a freaking skeleton. What the hell was that? Oh my god. Okay, so mini shop 2. Okay, and then let's go back to the brick style. Maybe we should do sort of a, wish there was almost like a I can't remember the name of it, but there was a mod that I've used before, and it's almost like mud brick, but it's like a it's kind of like more detailed. Yeah, here it is. This is it, I'm pretty sure. It's kind of more textured, if you will. No, that's not it. What is it called? Maybe I'm not looking for mud. Maybe it's terracotta. Nah, it's not terracotta either. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to download some more stuff. I'm not finding the bricks that I'm looking for. I know kind of what I'm looking for. See, that's what I just was talking about. Mud bricks are too big. I'm looking for something that's kind of smaller, a little bit more detailed. It doesn't just have like a repeating texture. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about when I say that, but like, you see that? See how it's like the same, like, that's awful. That does not look good at all. Looks like, I don't even know. Awful. Don't want that. All right, we might have to come back. These are long red bricks. This could work too, maybe. Yeah, those could work. Let's go for that. So we're gonna do, again, another cube. We're gonna keep it on the same. Oh gosh, don't get scared, guys. That's a zombie. We're gonna go for more of like a square shape. Okay, 14 by 14. And then we're gonna go up to the same height as before. Perfect. All right. And then we will get, what kind of opening should we have? Look at all these guys spawning in. Did you guys screw it off? Maybe I should turn that off. So mob, or let's see, game rule, do mob spawning off or false. Do that for now so that we don't have to listen to that crap. And then I think we should get a very cool gun. Maybe we should get just a sniper. Oh yeah, to eliminate this guy. How did I miss that? Okay. So obviously I'm the builder, I'm not the sniper, so that's why I'm making this video. Okay. This gun is just dog shit. Look at that, I'm pointing it right at him. Okay, now it gets him. Whatever. Alright. Okay. So look at this. See, I can hit it from far. Maybe it's just one of them things. You gotta shoot it from far away. But dang, dude, look at that. That's crazy. So imagine, you know, going through a city and like clearing out zombies with that gun. That would be so cool. All right. So let's kind of do like maybe a middle door. What is that? 7 on here and 7 on there. I think that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 6 and 6. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Let's do a birch floor this time. Oops. It's getting really good. Fingers are like moving so quick. So just like that, we already kind of have a little bit of a street thing going on here. So it might be a good idea to go ahead and just fill this in with these bricks, just to kind of see what that might look like if that were the case. Oh man, I thought that would replace it. And you know, that might not be the move either. You might want to keep it the stone. Let's see. All right, cool. I like that a little bit better. I've got one viewer. What do you think is better? Do you think that was better, or do you think that the stone was better before? It's up to you. I will do whatever you command. But I do think that looks better. It does kind of look weird now that this is kind of off from this, but I have plans for this side. So just trust the process there. Okay. So now, honestly, just to kind of get an idea for kind of what we're going for, let's just go ahead and get to decorating a little bit, just to kind of see what we can do with what resources that we have. So first thing I want to do is a light post. I'm pretty sure there are light posts. I guess there are not light posts. Like 90. There's got to be. Let's see. Best thing I could do. I wish you could like sort these. This could be one of the first ones. Wherever the doomsday decorations are. Yeah, here they are. Oh yeah, street lamp. It's probably light pole and then street lamp. So this is kind of modern. I wish there was like an old. We could probably put like a just a dang block or something. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at this. Could do that. or this. Park street lights. Let's wonder what this would look like. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, I want the post to be at the bottom a little bit more thicker. So let's do, that's the light pole. I wonder if there's like a base. Nah, trash can. Let's try to find something like it. So what is that? Kind of like a grayish. So let's do maybe a gray concrete. Is that too much? That might be too much. Maybe we need to go for like a wall. Maybe something like that. That might be too. Ooh, actually, I kind of like this. We can kind of go for something a little bit, I guess, darker. But I do kind of like the way that looks. Let's go for something a little bit darker. This is a little bit darker. Let's see if that might look better. I don't know. I do kind of like them both. I think this is a little bit more modern. I think this might be a little bit more what we're going for our kind of old town Savannah look. So let's go for that. I do, that's kind of growing on me the more I look at it. So square brick wall. Maybe there's one more that we can try just to like to have options. Okay, I like the texture of this one. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this one. Let's go for this one. I think the texture on that one is just a whole lot better. So here's kind of my vision for this. I'm totally not looking at a picture of Savannah right now. I am absolutely not doing that. It's just totally my idea. But what I am looking at is basically a slab. What it looks like to me is a slab. And it kind of goes like this. And they've got these lights in like every couple little sections, and then grass. So, and then I don't think we can combine slabs in this mod pack. That might be something else that I need to work on. Nope. Maybe we can put something on top. Nope. Shit. Okay, so we'll definitely need to get something where we can combine slabs or at least carpets. Because what I want to do is make this obviously like a gray top. And then we could do like, or even just like that. That looks goofy. Okay, something like that. Might be this definitely needs to be longer. Oh wow, they go sideways. Okay, cool. Okay. So something like this I think would be good. And then so it might be good to like back it up one. Maybe make this 3 wide instead of 2 wide now that we've got this, because like this is gonna run 3 wide all the way. And it kind of just looks funny for it to be lopsided like that. So I might want to do that now before I get too carried away here. Okay. And then we want to back this up a little bit. And so they kind of have like a grassy area with trees and stuff. And I think that definitely is necessary. You definitely need trees. I see a lot of people with their builds, they'll like build a city and they'll have like absolutely no trees. And it's like, yeah, but you know, you kind of need some trees, man. So let's do that now. Let's see. That almost looks... No, that does not look good. Shut up. That does not look good. What are we talking about? Okay. I mean, what are we thinking here? I mean, is this stupid? Am I doing something stupid right now? I think we do something like that and then kind of match these bricks with these bricks as you walk in, to a park area. That's kind of what I'm going for here. Let's do that. I'm gonna let's see. Should I make that too tall? And then make this a little bit taller? Would that look stupid? Or would that kind of fit the height of everything? I'm gonna have them pretty much just on this side based on this picture I'm looking at. That's kind of what we were gonna go for. Let's do that. So let's stick with, yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's do that. So that's 5 wide, obviously. We're gonna have 2 wide where you walk in, and then we're gonna go another 5 wide. So I'm just gonna pretty much rinse and repeat this process over here. I could probably do some sort of thing with the effortless building, but I'm not gonna fuck with it for right now. Okay, so it might have been a little bit too much. We probably should have gone all the way with it. Kind of got carried away there. Let's kind of stop it, I think, maybe here-ish. Because I have other plans for this side too. Don't want it to all just be a park. But it would be nice to just have some sort of kind of trees and greenery going through here. So if we kind of get all this down, let's just go ahead, you know what, and even though I already put that down, let's kind of just replace this because most of this is going to be grass. So let's do this. Oh shit, always do that. Let's go back to the end over here. No, I keep doing that. Darn it. Getting sleepy, man. I think I'm gonna call it a night after this here in a second. Let's see. Alright. So most of this is going to be grass. So I'm gonna go ahead and put all that down. This part right here is going to be not grass. It's gonna be like a path that kind of connects. Cool. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy this design. So I think you can you copy on this? Clipboard. There's a way to copy. I don't know how you do that though. That is okay. I'm pretty sure we want to do // give tool Okay. There's a way to copy this. I cannot think of how to do it right now. Transfer structures between worlds by copying and pasting blocks. Yeah, we don't want that. Transformers. Like, come on, guys. We don't have a copy. There should be a copy. Is it 3 high? I think so. Okay. All right, I think that looks pretty good. And then I kind of just want to throw in some of this stuff. What are these called? I call these sheds, I guess. Okay, cool. Whatever. We can make that green. Actually, I kind of want to make this like an Italian restaurant, so this might need to be green. Man, I'm getting sleepy all of a sudden. This is really entertaining. Okay. Don't have to do that for every one of them. You don't want to go too overkill with like the same shit over and over. Again, I just kind of want, for the sake of today, just to kind of show people what all this thing is really capable of, like what all we could really do with this stuff. I mean, already I feel like it's kind of starting to come alive, you know, with just the decorations that I'm putting down right now. We can do a pane. Do andesite. It really doesn't matter with the frame. Well, I guess it does. I don't know why it's not doing what I want it to do. Why is it pane window? I just want it to connect. Maybe regular. Maybe this will make it regular. No, why is it doing that? Okay, we'll have to figure out what the hell's going on with that, because we don't want that shit. That looks stupid. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of windows that are not just one giant window. You know, and then if this is a shop, you know, we can add a little register. You know, we could make like a counter. We could look at old. I type in counter like they're gonna have a freaking counter block. I'm telling you, man, getting tired, real sleepy up in here. All right. Kind of have something like this going on. I think there's a cash register. Yeah, oh yeah, look at this. Kinds of different things. Is this lootable? Some of these are lootable. Yeah. Look at that. That's pretty funny. You could put your own stuff in there. That's, I think, what I would rather do. So we'll use that guy there. And then I'm pretty sure I've got shelves. No, I do not. I need to make sure that I get that then. See, a lot of things as you go to build, you realize, oh, I don't have that. So I just need to go in here and later on and come up with some stuff. Could use these shelves, but these are like industrial looking shelves. I'm not sure that that's what we're really going for with this kind of storefront building here. There's these damaged doors, which is kind of cool. Like it got kicked in or something. So this could already be like looted. It's an option. I mean, really, you can do all kinds of stuff. I mean, even adding something like this. I mean, it just, like I said, it just brings it all kind of to life, you know. I mean, just having that kind of stuff on the side. Little air conditioning unit. I mean, it's not something that you think would be important, but I mean, it's all that stuff you don't even think of. Even, you know, fire hydrants, same thing, you know. I mean, we could go on and on, but anyways, even, you know, trash can outside. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. I mean, all kinds of stuff we could decorate this place with. So, I mean, yeah, it really is crazy. I mean, just everything that you can do. Maybe add some ceiling fans in here. Yeah, I mean, just stuff like that. I mean, just the little stuff, again, you don't think of. Old radiator. A lot of these older buildings are going to have radiators and stuff. So that's pretty cool to have. Oh, here we go. This is what we were kind of looking for. Empty shelves, shelves with supplies. So, wonder if these are like lootable. Oh, sorry, guys. The one person watching, sorry. Yes, I mean, you can't loot that, but I mean, again, it's for a decorative aesthetic. So, we can just kind of put some. It's just junk. You don't want that. It doesn't work. It's not good stuff. Not worth the looting. There you go. And already, we've got a building that you have a lootable cash register. And you could even make it as a hideout if it had a door. Maybe we should give it a good door and call it a day. Kind of odd, but I like it. Maybe I don't like it. Don't like that. Let's do. Yeah, here's what I was really thinking. Something like that. But let's do something that matches the brick a little bit better. Maybe the dark oak. Sure. Who cares? Looks good to me. So, you know, and then we obviously are going to add some stuff like this. And that is just going to really complete the build, really. I mean, this is the kind of stuff where your stuff starts to actually look good. It's all a matter of detail. I mean, it really is. I mean, before we had some dog shit brick house, we added some gutters, a door, windows, a little thing. I'll probably use some stairs like this. And now it's got some texture. It's that simple. I mean, just gotta give it some time, you know, be a little creative. And I mean, you'll be surprised at how well some of this stuff will turn out. So, I mean, this looks pretty good. I could probably, maybe, should I put that there? I don't know. Maybe. But we could probably just keep this going too. There we go. So there's our little shop. So again, not a whole lot to it, but don't want to make anything too crazy, you know, just to be able to loot some stuff. But yeah, so I think it's a good start for today. Got it kind of a layout. I think next time I go in here and build, obviously finishing up this little park area and kind of getting in a good idea on this kind of coastline walkway area. Just kind of having a dock eventually too, some docks and stuff. I think that's gonna help a whole lot. And then we can make it this way and do all kinds of crazy stuff over here. I'm thinking of maybe adding a kind of like a town hall building over here on the top of the hill, and a couple other things, and not making this place too big, just kind of making this a small location, and then having a kind of just a highway run through it over here on this side, and then kind of go that way. So yeah. So anyways, I know it says I have one viewer. I don't know if that's me or if that is a person, but if it is a real person and you are watching still, thank you for tagging along. I might stream this again. I've thought about streaming something like this for a while. Just, you know, I just think it's cool. I think this is a cool idea. I think more people should do this if they're building a map, just to kind of have other people's input and just to kind of show people how to build. Because I definitely would like to watch some stuff like this so I can learn how to build. But what better way to end the video than some freaking rain? So thanks for watching. I'll let you guys know if I do this again. But peace. See you later. I'll let you guys know if I do this again, but peace. See you later.